Hello, this is Dragon Tank 1400, and this is All Grown Up Season 2, Episode 1 review. The name of the episode is Interview with a Campfire. Now, some sources say this is the last episode of Season 1. However, I really consider it between Season 1 and Season 2. So I'm just going to consider it Episode 1 of Season 2. And also, some sources say it's episode 14 and 15. I'm going to consider it episode number 14 overall in the whole series. So the plot of Interview with a Campfire is loosely based on Interview with a Vampire, Scream, The Blair Witch Project, some scary movies. The episode's really not scary. It's more funny than anything. However, it's really good to see like that scary undertone. I kind of like it when sitcoms do that. They make like a scary, quote unquote scary episode, and it just makes the whole thing funny, which I like better because I really don't like scary movies or scary TV shows to begin with. So I really did enjoy that episode. Now, the plot of the episode is the kids and the grown-ups are going to a camp for like the last week of summer, and kind of like the main plot is Tommy wants to get a scary movie filmed, and I wouldn't even call it a secondary main plot. It's like a main plot in itself, is that Chucky wants to figure out his talent, and he ends up doing that in that he's really good at solving mysteries. I really think this is a really plus for Chucky's character. They don't really bring it up in any other episode in the future except for one, and that's like way down the line, and I'll talk more about that when we get to it. However, I really think it's a plus that we got to see more of Chucky's character developed and that he's actually good at solving mysteries. Now, the secondary plot involves around Angelica being lead of the play and Susie being in it as well. You get to see a little bit of that sisterly rivalry going on between Angelica and Susie and competing for the lead part a little bit. Angelica actually gets it for unknown reasons, but everyone likes Susie singing, so Susie wins in the end. She's a better singer and actor, so that's all good. Now, in these type of episodes that are 45 minutes long, in the future they have two more, Dude, Where's My Horse, and RV There Yet. So these episodes usually have like all the characters have their own little parts in here. Now this episode did not. If you have seen my All Grown Up Season 1 review, you will know that the least developed characters in the show as up to right now are Kimmy and Lil. And this episode did not help them at all, which is definitely a minus for this episode. Considering it's a 44-minute episode, they could do so much more with so much different characters. Instead, they decided to do a little bit with all the characters and not really develop any of them except for Tommy and Chucky and a little bit of maybe Angelica and Susie and a little bit of Dill, but Phil got his moments for sure. However, it was just really underdeveloped of Kimmy and Lil, and I really didn't like that Kimmy stayed behind. At this point, she almost seems like an outcast of the group. I don't know. It's just really, really strange not having Kimmy in that core group. I mean, Lil had a little bit of lines here and there. She read the diary, which was good, but we didn't really just see any of her character really develop that well. Kimmy even worse, but beyond that, I think it did really good. The animation has improved greatly since last season, and we get to actually see them shine in an area they do really good in animation, like in River Rats. In this episode, they do really good at the whole nature theme, and it also seems that the characters got remodeled because Chucky didn't have any of his weird face things, or Kimmy didn't have any weird face like shapes or whatever. So it seems that the characters themselves got remodeled, and that's really a plus for the episode as well. I didn't really take any time to notice the transitions. They seemed good. The music in this episode was pretty good considering it's a cartoon show. I really don't mind it. I really like the whole musical play thing going on. I just wish they would have had less of that and more of character development for the characters, because we didn't get to see much. I guess we got to see Susie's mom develop and that she's really good at everything. We need to see really much else. Maybe Stu, Howard, and Charlotte a little bit, which are 3 characters that we have not got to see. We'll get to see more Charlotte later, Stu a little bit later, and Howard we won't get to see like pretty much at all. So it was really good to see their characters also develop. Now, Tommy and his whole dilemma of him wanting to record and not really worrying about his dad, and Howard and Charlotte going missing. It was really good to see that. And at one point we actually get to see Lil cry, thinking this would be their last. So she did get a little bit of character development there. Now, Chucky, as I said a little bit earlier, him being able to solve the mysteries, that was great. And I'll mention this after I'm done with the series. I'm going to do a character like review of all the different characters and their development, and I'm also going to do where I think they will end up. And this episode is a huge thing to my I guess thoughts or theories of what Chucky's going to do when he grows up, and maybe he'll be like a detective or something like that. We'll have to see. I'll discuss more about that, as Chucky's character development through the series and in his character review. Now, the moral of the episode was, I'm not really sure if there was a moral, except really don't give up on finding your talent. You will find your talent eventually. Because that's kind of what we see with Chucky. He tries all these things. He does horrible at all these things. Fishing, archery. I don't know what else they tried, but... And then he finally succeeded at something, and that was solving mysteries, which was really good to see, because everyone does have a talent. Everyone has something they're good at. I mean, and also even stuff that you're not so good at right now, you can work at it and become better. No, you might be naturally gifted towards something. However, you're gonna still have to work at it, because there is like competition there. Like, take athletes for example. Even like the best athletes in the world, like, they still had to work at to become the best. If they might have been naturally gifted and they might be able to beat their friends at it. However, they're not going to beat the top dogs without really trying hard. So I really think it was like good morals, in the sense that you're going to find your talent, you're going to find what you like to do, you're going to find what you're good at. From a Christian perspective, it lines up. God gives us something that we're good at. I personally believe that really, God has given us a purpose, and He's given us the gifts to achieve that purpose, or more than one purpose, really. So it's really good to see that, from a Christian perspective and everything. I mean, it wasn't really an big eye-opening moral, but it was still there. So that's good to see. The transitions, I didn't really notice that much, which is always good. When you don't notice transitions, that means they're probably good. I'm just throwing that out there. Now, what should I give this episode? I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I just really enjoyed this episode. I just let it take me for a ride. But I don't think it was like really all there. It could have done so much more with different characters and stuff like that. However, I did forget to mention this, but the whole thing of the play lining up what was going on with Tommy and his friends and Stu, Charlotte, and Howard, how they were missing, and the play lining up with that, I thought that was really in sync, really good. So it definitely gets a plus there. So like I said, 8.5. So it's gonna be a shorter review. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.